Well, it's here, the big one. The East Anglian derby has arrived. Welcome back, everyone. Jack Reeve, Talk Norwich City. We're going to be looking at the game today, Saturday, 12:30. I think when the fixture list got announced, before the start of the season, of course, the East Anglian derby is the first thing you're looking for. We saw that it was mid-December. We went, oh, thank goodness for that. Like, it's far enough away that we don't have to worry about it just yet. And as it creeps closer and closer, you're going, well, not to worry. It's still on, still a long way away. We'll worry about it tomorrow. We'll worry about it tomorrow. We'll worry about it tomorrow. Tomorrow it is here, and I am worried. This is a really, really intriguing game because certainly since we've been doing Talk Norwich City, and that's been a very long time, and near enough in my Norwich City match attending lifetime. My first season ticket at Carrow Road was in 2010. Norwich have never really got into one of these games as underdogs. It's always been Ipswich Town that have been either below us or similar kind of position, but we're probably marginal favourites. It's completely the other way around here. Ipswich Town heavy favourites for this game. They are flying in the Championship, one of the fastest starts, well, the fastest start in a Championship season if you take Leicester out of the equation, who are also going incredibly well this year. Just quickly before we go any further, a big welcome to our new partner here on the channel. Really delighted to partner with Match Bingo, who, funnily enough, are actually a sort of a Norwich-based company. So really, really cool to be working with them. And they are an absolutely fantastic organisation. It's bingo, but it's for football, and half of their profits go to fantastic charities. Now, I've partnered up with the East Anglian Air Ambulance. I thought that was a really apt partner to go with for this weekend's game. You can purchase your cards down in the description below if you sign up using that link. £2 each, or there is also a free game called Bingoals. Look, every goal, every save, every corner matters here, and you've got your chance to win £1,000 for this weekend's game. So get your cards down in the description below. Head over there, support a great charity along the way as well. Check out the app, have a look around. It's really cool. And if you've signed up, then let me know. My card is here. Left-footed goal awarded and a headed goal awarded. I'm looking at those and I'm thinking Gabriel Sara, Adam Eder, absolutely perfect. Think I'll be able to check those off. Match Bingo, thank you very much. We'll be playing along with them throughout the rest of this season. Look, this is a really tough game, and part of me is going, actually, it's quite freeing and liberating to be the underdogs here, and we can go into it with kind of limited pressure. It's all on Ipswich, it's their game to lose, etc, etc. Part of me is really fearful that this could descend into something really quite messy. I think if you look at the games where Norwich have succeeded away from home this season, you look at Bristol City, you look at Cardiff, Southampton earlier on in the campaign. I know that we lost the game against Watford, but it was a similar fashion in terms of it's just descended into chaos. And actually, Norwich have really embraced that chaotic element of playing away from home. Now, that wouldn't be my style, and it's certainly not sustainable, but that's where we've seen the success this season. And looking at Ipswich Town this season and looking what they're all about, plenty of their games at Portman Road have descended into chaos as well. Lots of goals. Quite often they've gone behind and found their way back into it. I think partly down to the quality they've got, more so clearly the incredible tactical ability that Kieran McKenna kind of exudes. So I feel like it's going to go that way. I can't imagine Norwich wanting to go out there and kind of sit deep and soak it up. I don't think they've got the quality or the ability to do that for a full 90 and maybe nick one on the counter. I just don't see it happening. I'm more confident now than I was pre-Sheffield Wednesday. I thought that the few changes that Wagner made in that were promising and worked. The main one being bringing Borja Sainz in. Whether he starts tomorrow is up in the air. I know he was a bit sort of cramping up by the end of that game. It was nothing serious. He's not injured, but clearly not fully match ready yet in terms of a full 90. But I think if you can get him out there for 60 minutes, he's, the impact that he can have is really clear. I loved seeing him and Rowe on the wings. I think they're really exciting together. And I saw something from the partnership between Adam Eder and Ashley Barnes that excited me as well. There were a good few chances there. Barnes should have scored a couple in the first half. He didn't. He got his goal in the second half against Sheffield Wednesday. Adam Eder should have scored in the first half. If we are going to get something against Ipswich Town, they are the chances we need to be taking. We are going to be afforded far less opportunity in this game than we have against against Sheffield Wednesday. I was going to say QPR, and then I realised that we only had one shot on target in that. I was going to say Preston, and then I realised that we couldn't really break them down. So it's going to be a completely different assignment, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing for Norwich. If there's one weakness of this Ipswich side, it is their defence. It is relatively leaky. They've conceded far more goals than sort of Leicester and Leeds and West Brom up near the top of the table. So they can be got at. And having watched their game against Watford on Tuesday night, if Watford had a little bit more quality going forwards, they would have scored a couple more goals. And I know that Watford's goal came from a Ipswich mistake more than them making something, but they can be got at. And I think with Borja Sainz and Johnny Rowe and Gabby Sarah, there is possibility to get in behind and to create something. And you just have to hope that our quality in those attacking areas are really good. Defensively, I'm concerned, as I have been for the majority of this season. I'm really fascinated to see if he sticks with Kenny McLean at centre-back. I would have thought he probably does at this point. I think if he was going to make a change, it would have been done on Wednesday against Sheffield Wednesday and then sort of carried over into this. I suspect defensively will probably be unchanged in regard to the way we started out against Sheffield Wednesday. I thought Yanulis looked a lot better in that. I think Kellen Fisher was brought on more to just sort of wrap Jack Stacey up more than a sign that Fisher will be starting in this. It would be an incredibly bold move to throw Kellen Fisher in. Equally, Max Aarons was thrown into an away derby at a similar age. So it could happen, but I think Jack Stacey would be more suited to this. It's just that, McLean, Duffy centre-back pairing that I think can be exploited. McKenna is probably one of the best tacticians in this division. And he will be looking at that and going, yeah, that's their weakness. We can really take advantage of that. They've got some cracking players in there. Sam Morsey, Chaplin, Hurst, like players that can do real danger at this level. And the amazing thing is, like pre-Ipswich Town, sort of run-of-the-mill EFL players that McKenna has just crafted and nurtured into really, really exceptional championship talent. So fair play to him. It's going to be raucous at Portman Road. They are absolutely flying and have almost afforded themselves some leeway here. Their past two fixtures and the couple after us, including us, because it's an East Anglian derby. Yes, we're probably the worst team out of this little run they've had, but it's kind of irrelevant on derby day. Middlesbrough away, Watford away, Norwich at home, Leeds, and then Leicester. I mean, if there was going to be a point in the season where the title race for Ipswich completely derailed, it was going to be this couple of weeks. And actually, they've passed all of their tests with flying colours. So they're going to be uber confident. I mean, it's going to be really difficult. Unlike our last couple of games where we've almost been able to just dictate the games and play it at our own pace. This is more about trying to control things and trying to keep things calm and collected. And I'm not overly worried about too many of those players getting caught up in the occasion. I think actually, a Gabby Sarah and a Marcelino Nunez, like almost in a good way, are probably quite, not complacent, but relaxed about a derby day. I think we as fans get very caught up in the emotion of it all. It's just another game really for these players. And yes, they'll be excited, but Ashley Barnes has played in derbies before, and Adam Eder, will be buzzing for this, and Angus Gunn will know what it's all about. Like, I think from that point of view, they're in a fairly good place. I just worry that tactically we're going to get completely and utterly shown up. And I think the in-game management that I saw from Kieran McKenna during that game against Watford and throughout the season, I just looked at and went, we went 2-0 up at Watford and just completely threw the game away through poor substitutions and like just a poor mental application, I think, was more than anything. And Ipswich were the complete opposite. They remained calm, they stuck to their principles, and they got through it. And I think, let's take Leeds at home. We were 2-0 up. You should be seeing that out. I think even if we were to go 2-0 up, 3-0 up at Portman Road, I still wouldn't feel entirely confident that we would go on to win the game. So I think there's going to be goals. I think it will be chaotic from a playing stance. I don't think either team will be, sat deep and trying to soak up pressure and just trying to grind out a draw. If Norwich are to get anything from this, it's going to come from scoring, plenty of goals. I think that's what we're going to have to do, because I can definitely see us conceding. I just can't see a world where defensively we're solid enough to keep them out. I really hope I'm wrong, but my expectations for this game aren't probably as low and as pessimistic as they were maybe 2 weeks ago. But I'm still expecting this to be probably our toughest game of the season so far, and that's going to be. It's going to be. I'm not excited for the game. I never am excited for derby days. Even when we had the far better side, there was still doubt that crept into my mind, and that will certainly be on the minds of Ipswich fans. If you've watched our preview with Benjamin Bloom, you can never get too cocky or arrogant coming into these games, because anything can happen. All it takes is Sam Morsey to get wound up by Ashley Barnes early on, and he gets sent off, and it's a completely different game. These things can boil over. We've seen it before. I think Norwich are almost going to have to play the dark arts here, try and get someone sent off, try and invite on a heavy challenge, just try and get something where the referee looks at and goes, that's a bit naughty, we'll see you later. Having said all that, there is an opportunity here for Norwich City, and there will always be an opportunity in these Anglian derbies for someone to become a hero. And that is exciting, because, we might have another iconic, line of commentary. We might have another iconic goal, a goal that we look back on in 10 years' time and go, yeah, remember that day, remember that goal. That, is what these derby days are all about. If you're going, stay safe, sing loud, sing proud, don't get up to any tomfoolery. If you're watching at home, I hope you've got a decent enough sofa to hide behind. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I just, look, everyone will, watches these videos with the want of a prediction. I think Norwich will get beat, and I think we will see the difference in class between a really up-and-coming, aware head coach and a group of players that are incredibly well-drilled and know their tasks. I just can't see over a 90-minute period, us being able to ride that out. But you never know. You never know. So I'm going to go into it optimistic and hoping for the best, with the in the back of my mind, with the reality of this is going to be incredibly tough. If you're going on the club coaches, you'll be given one of these lovely Coleman scarf. So you're going to get something out of the day, if nothing else. These are absolutely brilliant, by the way. You would have seen them on the podcast. So Coleman scarves are available. They're going to be giving them out for free to Norwich fans on the official club coaches, and also the 9:48 train from Norwich to Ipswich. So if you see these being handed out, grab one, little memento for the day, and enjoy it. Look, stay safe, everyone. It's football at the end of the day, so let's not get into any funny business. I'm just really hoping this doesn't turn into a complete mess. There we go. The East Anglian derby tomorrow, 12:30. I will be live on Talk Norwich City after the game, reviewing it. So stay tuned. Subscribe if you haven't already. Go over to Match Bingo. Links in the description. It's bingo, but it's for football. It's incredibly fun. I've played it a few times before, and I'm really looking forward to this uber big prize pot this weekend. Remember, half the profits go to a charity of your choice. I've gone for the East Anglian Air Ambulance. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.